Welcome to Module 12, Getting Started. At this point, you are likely getting ready to meet with your first learner. This presentation will go over some of the steps that will help to make that a successful interaction. The most exciting thing about this presentation, compared to some of the others, is that you will not need to listen to me for the whole thing. We have some videos to show you that we think will be helpful. So what can you expect from this presentation? We will review the initial conversation with your learner before your first meeting and see what that can look like with a video. We'll also review some ideas for your first meeting with your learner and get to watch another video. Finally, we're going to identify lesson plan ideas for your first few meetings and then select some materials for the initial meetings. By the time you are assigned a learner, the tutor coordinator will have met with them, conducted an assessment, and provided you as a tutor with some guidance as to what to expect. The tutor coordinator may have already helped the two of you to decide on a date, time, and location, but maybe not. The important thing to remember is that this is a big step, asking for help from your learner. Your demeanor and positivity can help alleviate any nervousness they may have. If you are the ones with the nerve, remember, the learner wants your help. You have been vetted by the council, trained, and we are confident in your ability to support a learner on their literacy journey. So in that first phone call, what are you going to do? You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to confirm a good time to meet. Reinforce that you are excited about working with the learner. This is a big step for them. Schedule the first meeting. If the learner has indicated the places where they would like to meet, it's helpful to scout those places out before you contact them. This way, you'll be able to provide specific information about where to meet and any additional instructions, such as where to park. Keep the information clear and simple. Your goal is to remove any barriers for that first meeting. You're going to exchange contact information. Make sure they have a number to call you at. Ask the learner if it's okay to call or text on the day of the meeting to confirm that they are still available. This is a very important step, as some learners get cold feet, and sometimes they just forget. It's easy to forget a meeting that isn't part of your regular schedule. Now, together, let's watch the video.
The first meeting is a chance to get to know each other and set a friendly, relaxed tone for your learning partnership. Your first meeting is a chance to decide when and where you'll meet and to gather information to make tutoring relevant and rewarding for your learner. Find out what your learner wants to learn about or be able to do, and what helps your learner learn best, and enjoy yourself.
Hi, this is Janine.
Hi, Janine. My name is Jane. I'm from the library. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you for calling me.
Oh, you sounds like you've been expecting it. Is this a good time to talk?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good. So I understand that you would like to come in and do some tutoring with us.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, so I guess the first thing we need to do then is set a time to get together and talk. What days do you have available?
I can meet in the evenings. Does that work for you?
Sure, evenings are great. What day is a good day?
Well, let's see here. Monday, that won't work. Maybe Thursday evening. Would
Okay.
that work for you?
Sure.
Maybe at 6?
Yeah, 6 would be a good time.
Okay, great. And where do I meet you at?
Let's meet at the main library. Is that a good place for you?
And where's that located at?
It's right on the corner of San Fernando and 4th Street.
Okay, the big library, right?
It is, yeah. Have you been there before?
I drove by it, but I'll go ahead and look it up. Is there parking?
There's parking right across the street in a parking garage, and make sure you bring your ticket with you. They'll validate it and you can park for free.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, and my phone number
Uh-huh.
is 408
Uh-huh.
555-8673.
Okay. And where do I meet you at?
Let's try meeting by the front doors. It's a big place, so we might get lost inside. I'll be carrying a big brown bag, and I have kind of longish hair, and I will make sure to wear a blue top. And you?
I am 5'4" and I have blonde hair, and I'll be wearing, I usually wear my sweater because I'm always cold.
Okay,
So
what color is it?
it will be black.
All right. So I will look for a blonde lady in a black sweater about 6 o'clock on Thursday then.
Okay, so this Thursday, or you want to meet this Thursday or next Thursday?
Let's try this Thursday. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that will be fine. And if I'm not able to make it, do I call you back or do I call the library?
Oh, please do give me a call. The library, sometimes there's not always somebody at the phone right away. So yeah, go ahead and call me if you're not able to make it, and we can rearrange another time. But if I don't hear from you, I look forward to seeing you then on Thursday.
Okay, and this is a good number to call you back at?
It is.
Okay, and that's 408-555-8673. And your name is Jane,
That's
correct?
right. That's right. You've got it.
Okay, thank you, Jane, for calling me back. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Janine. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Are you Jane?
I am. Are you Janine?
Yeah, nice to
Hi,
meet
it's so
you.
nice to meet you.
Me
It's
too.
good to see you.
Me too.
Did you find it okay?
Yeah, just overwhelming. It's so big.
It is. It's
I'm
big.
nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I'm so glad to see you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, well, let's go on inside then and find a place to sit down and talk.
Okay.
Okay? Have you been here before?
No.
No?
Never.
Yeah. It's a bit big at first. But you'll find when we get back to our spot, it's a lot more cozy.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming.
It can be. But
Yes.
once you get used to it, it's a good place to come. A lot of good things happen here.
I bet. I'm excited though.
Oh, good. Me too. Think to the right.
Okay, great. So did you have to drive far?
No, not at all. You?
No.
Are you local?
Yeah.
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 Did you get a chance to have dinner before you came?
No, I'll eat after with my family.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll try to make this short. So you have kids?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I have 2 boys.
Really? How old?
Yes. 16 and 12.
Oh my gosh, you've got your hands full.
Yes.
You're a busy lady.
Yes.
We'll go back through here.
Hi. Welcome. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Jane.
Hi, and I'm Marion.
Hi, Marion. I'm with the program, and this is Janine. And
Hi,
we're
nice
meeting
to-
for the first time. Is there a spot where we can sit and have a talk? Thank you.
Yes, we can go back there and we can discuss it. Good luck.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Establishing a comfortable, safe learning environment is critical for developing rapport and making it possible to take risks and learn new things. Both tutors and learners tend to feel nervous about meeting each other and getting started. Just know that sharing your time and yourself and a sense of enthusiasm will get your relationship off to a great start on your learning adventure.
We have included a handout called the first meeting, which is a great checklist to make sure that you've accomplished everything that you need to do before you meet your learner. First, meetings. Tutors, you're going to want to use the first 3 or 4 sessions with a learner to develop a rapport, observe their literacy skills, and build their confidence in his or her ability to succeed in learning. Everything you know about your learner at this point comes from your discussion with your tutor coordinator or the notes that they've provided on the tutor portal. That's part of the database. As you're getting to know your learner, you will need simple lessons that are easy to adjust according to the learner's interest and literacy level. You'll see there are 2 items on this slide in red. Until the learner is comfortable with the routine, you, the tutor, should arrive early to the location, select a place to study, and wait to greet the learner when he or she enters the location. You'll want to assemble a tutoring bag. The bag is simply a collection of supplies and instructional materials that will allow the tutor to be flexible for those first few lessons. The bag should include a collection of reading materials, including pleasure reading materials, published instructional materials, and real-world materials. Your tutor coordinator can help you pull this together. It may also include supplies such as spiral notebooks, pencils, markers, and index cards. These supplies should allow tutors to conduct basic instructional activities, such as reading and discussing the story to check for comprehension, selecting words for vocabulary or decoding practice, fluency activities, and writing. During the first 3 or 4 lessons, the amount of instruction will be lighter than a normal lesson. You'll want to use the extra time to discuss and clarify learning goals with your learner. The tutor will also want to observe the learner reading and writing and ask questions about their skills, learning process, and what he or she is struggling with and why. The tutor will use these observations and discussions to develop a more complete picture of the learner's literacy needs and an approach to instruction. After 3 or 4 lessons, the goals should be clear and the tutor and learner should have a better idea of what they want to emphasize in the lessons. At that point, actual instruction will make up a bigger part of the lesson. Now let's get to the video.
I'm just going to find a good spot for my meeting. This looks like a good place over here. The table's nice and big, so it'll be easy for us to sit side by side. I'll leave my stuff here to claim the table, then I'll go back in the lobby to meet Bella.
Hi, are you Bella?
Yeah, you Raina?
Yeah, it's so great to meet you after talking to you over the phone. Did you have any problems finding the library or with the parking?
No, I found everything okay.
Well, I think I found a table over here.
That looks good.
So you just coming from work?
Yeah, I had a pretty busy day today.
So the Literacy Council gave me some information from when you got enrolled, but I would like to get to know you a little bit better and get an idea about where you are on your reading and writing. I'm gonna write some of this down if that's okay.
That's okay.
Okay. So Mark at the Literacy Council told me that you wanted to work on your reading and writing so you could get a better job.
Yeah. Right now I work as a cashier at the grocery store. It's a good job, but I've got 2 little girls at home, twins. And being a cashier, it makes it hard to apply for childcare because my schedule is always different. We have to pay for the whole week, even if the girls might not be there every day. But there's a manager's job opening up that I want to apply for. It would mean a little more money, which is obviously good, but it would also mean a regular schedule so I can plan for daycare. The manager asked me to apply for it, so I think I would get it if I did, but I know there's a lot of reading I have to do of employee manuals, order forms, invoices, and I don't know if I'll be able to read all that I need to. And I'd also have to write weekly reports, and right now my writing isn't that good.
Okay, do you think that you could bring in some of those forms and papers so you could get a look at them and practice on with them?
I think so.
Okay, good. And if you can't, that's okay. We'll figure something else out. But it's really good to practice with that stuff. So, you know, it's actually what you want to do. How old are your daughters?
2.
I bet you have your hands full at home. We'll do our best here to make sure that all of the work that we do stays here, so we don't lose any time with your family. But it's best if you practice reading. The more you read, the better you'll get. Is there any chance that you can practice reading with your girls at home?
Yeah, that sounds good. I read to them some now and I talk to them a lot and tell them stories, but I'd like to read more to them. Right now, I only read the books that I'm familiar with.
What kind of books are those? Let's talk about what this learning experience is going to be like. The literacy program wants for us to meet twice a week for 1.5 hours to 2 hours each week. That is the best way that someone can really start improving their reading and writing. Is that something that can work for you? You said that you have a schedule that changes pretty often. Is there a chance that we can meet the same time every week, or do we have to kind of play by ear here?
Well, I can do 2 times a week if it's flexible. I normally have Mondays off, but the other day varies a lot. Could we always meet on Monday and then decide the next day before we leave on Monday?
Yeah, sure. That works for me. So this learning experience is going to be different from the learning experience you might have had at school. It's going to be more of a partnership with the two of us working together to meet your goal. My role is to help you identify your goals and then break them down into smaller goals, and then we can measure them from there. I'm going to provide you information and teach you all of the things that you need to work on. And we'll design ways for you to learn and practice until you feel confident. Your job is to ask questions. Let me know if things are working or if they're not, and to try to take some risks, even if you're not 100% confident that you're going to be successful with them. And I'll help you along the way with that. How does that sound to you?
Different, but good.
Okay, good. So I know that the reading assessment, when you first came in, got you some information, but I want to spend the first couple of meetings working on your reading and writing so I can get a good feel about where you're coming from. And we know where your skills are to start. Does that sound okay with you?
Sure.
Okay, good. So I went to the Literacy Council and I pulled out some different kinds of books. I've got a newspaper, some different kinds of reading, some biographies, some mysteries, and some workbooks. I've got some kids books because you said you've got kids. Take a look at anything that you want and give it a reading, whatever you like. It doesn't matter what you choose as long as it's interesting to you. Mrs. Whitby, great. So why did you pick this book?
I like the picture of the ice cream on the front. The name is interesting, and when I opened it up, it looked like I might be able to read it.
Okay, good. So this book is a little bit long. So why don't we take turns reading it? I'll read some parts of it and you'll listen to me, and then you'll read some parts and I'll hear you read it. And we'll take turns. And if you like the book after the first chapter, we'll keep on reading it every time we meet. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay, good. There's really not much to me. 46 years old, soon to be divorced.
That man with the twinkle in his eye brought.
Brightness.
That man with the twinkle in his eye brought brightness into my life, which had become so dark.
Awesome. How did you feel reading it?
It's not what I thought it was going to be like, but I liked it.
What did you like about it?
Imelda is very interesting. She's got a lot going on in her life that I'd be interested to read about. She really doesn't like her ex-husband, but I like how she connected her life to ice cream. I do that too. I pick different foods that remind me of different times in my life.
Yeah, I do too. Tell you what, we can make this a writing assignment. You can think about what kinds of food you like and then what they remind you of, and we'll practice your writing from there.
Sure, but you'll help me, right? My writing isn't very good yet.
Yeah, of course I will. And we'll start to use some strategies that'll help you write better. So let's start by having you think of a food that is connected to an event in your life. When we have one, we'll want you to write the name of it in the middle of the page and the memory. This is a great first draft. Can we make a copy of it before we leave? And then our next session, we can work on it and edit it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great. So we've done a lot today. We've read Mrs. Whippy, or a chapter of it. We've gotten to know each other. We have a goal set for your reports. And we wrote a story about ice cream and a childhood vacation that you went on. How do you feel about today?
I liked it. Is this what we'll be doing every meeting, or can we start to work on my job stuff?
We'll start working on your job stuff, but we need to schedule your next meeting. Does Thursday around the same time work for you?
I can do Thursday. My husband can watch the kids and I'll come straight from work if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Do you think between now and next meeting, you can give me a set of copies of your forms and reports from work? If so, I can start mapping them out so we can work on that goal.
Yeah, I can do that.
Then for next time, we'll read some more Mrs. Whippy. We'll revise and edit your story, and we'll set some goals for working on getting you prepared for applying for your next job. Depending on the forms and reports, we'll be able to start working on them for your next meeting.
I would like that.
Okay, good. Let's make a copy of this at the front desk, and we'll schedule your next meeting.
In the video you just watched, the tutor did a simple reading and writing lesson with the learner. The tutor used to design the process that the tutor used to design this lesson was kind of on the fly. First, Alicia asked Sarah to pick out something to read. This was a good strategy because it gave Sarah a chance to pick something she was interested in and felt like she could read successfully. Alicia then used alternate reading to read the story with the learner. Alternate reading was a good choice because it gave the learner an opportunity to relax and listen to the tutor read, but also to read aloud to the tutor. As the learner was reading aloud, the tutor could listen and make notes about where the learner had problems. Alternate reading is a reading strategy Alicia could have used with any story. Alicia and Sarah then discussed the story. It was the discussion that led to the next phase of the lesson, the writing activity. This was based on the fact that Sarah said she liked the way Imelda associated events in her life with ice cream, and that she does the same thing. This led to a writing activity using the writing process and mind mapping. It could have led Sarah and Alicia to writing a language experience story if Sarah was at a lower reading level. Finally, Alicia now has the ability to build on this lesson in the next 2 or 3 sessions. They can continue to read the book and discuss it. And now that Alicia knows what book Sarah wants to read, she can review the upcoming chapters and begin to teach some vocabulary and reading comprehension skills. Alicia can also use Sarah's initial writing to start instruction in some writing mechanics. You may have noticed that Alicia also asked Sarah to bring in some forms and reports from work. Once Alicia has those, she can incorporate those into the lessons, and Sarah will feel like she's making progress towards one of her goals. After a few lessons, Alicia may switch out Mrs. Whippy for a set of published materials to serve as part of the core of the lesson and integrate Sarah's workplace materials into the lesson. Sarah can take the book home and continue to read it, and they can spend the first part of each lesson discussing what happened in the book. Thank you for choosing to become a tutor in our adult literacy program. This is the end of Module 12. What you are giving, your time and your knowledge, is a precious gift that we treasure. We are here to support you on your journey with resources, additional training, and simple encouragement. If at any point you need a little extra help, don't hesitate to reach out to your tutor coordinator at your literacy council or to email our office at either volunteer@llnb.ca or info@llnb.ca. We are here to help you help your learner. Thank you.